Well, we have another question here, question 9. Well, the question says, for a certain function f, the first derivative is given by the stationary point are called st. The stationary point is the same thing as the turning point, okay? Because let me give you an idea. The function it will be something like this, okay? It will have this form. So this point here and that point here, those are called the stationary points or the turning points. Now, we know that the function reaches its turning point when the derivative of the function is equal to 0. Okay, in other words, when the tangent line is horizontal, okay, to the function at that specific point or those specific points. Okay, in short here, we just want to say the tangent, the stationary points will be where the derivative of the function equal to 0. So over here, stationary point means that f prime of x equal to 0. So now we will write here 3x squared plus 8x minus 3 equal to 0. Okay, this is what was given. Now we're going to differentiate this function. How can we do that? I want to do the first term times the last term. Okay, we're going to times these two. So what we get? -9. Now what are the factors of 9 then? The factors of 9, 1 and 9, 3 and 3. Now we're going to look at which couple here, okay, in the list of the factors of 9, which couple will make a sum equal to 8. So we can see with we can notice that with 3 and 3 we cannot get 8, but with 1 and 8, with 1 and 9, yes we can, if we have like -1 and +9 here, because 9 minus 1 will make 8, and of course -1 times +9 makes -9 there. And then we can write this in terms of 4 terms. So this will be 3x squared. Instead of me writing plus 8x, I'm gonna write here minus 1x plus 9x, okay? And then minus 3 equal to 0. So knowing that all this is just positive 8x, okay, in the previous line. Now this will be, I want to take x as a common factor over here. I want to take x as a common factor. If I take x as a common factor, because that's the highest common factor, and I'm left with 3x minus 1. Over there also, I want to take also 3, because that's the highest common factor. I take 3, and then this will be 3x minus 1 equal to 0. Now we can factorize. This makes x plus 3, factor of 3x minus 1 equal to 0. This means that x plus 3 is 0, or 3x minus 1 is 0. And that means that x is -3, or x equal to 1 over 3. Because if you move the 1 over, it becomes +1 divided by 3, we got 1 over 3. So now, those are the values. So when they say calculate the x coordinates of the stationary points, those are the x coordinates of the stationary points. So if the graph is the way I draw it, so over here will be the -3, and there it's going to be like the 1/3. Here the stationary points. Thank you. Now that was 9.1. Now we're going to do question 9.2. 9.2. The question says, for which values of x is f of x concave down? Okay, I have to move my board over here. 9.2. Okay. F of x concave down simply means the second derivative f prime of x is lesser than 0. Okay, if it was concave up, it will be greater than 0. Now we're going to differentiate the first derivative because we had the first derivative given, which was 3x squared plus 8x minus 3. Okay, now the second derivative will be then following the derivative property is going to be 2 times 3x to the power of 2 minus 1 plus over here by x we have like 1, so this will be like 1 times 8 times x to the power of 1 minus 1 and then minus 3, which is 0 because 3 is a constant. So now this makes 6x plus 8 because x to the power of 0 will be 1, so we start by 6x 8. Now we are going to set this lesser than 0 because concave down. Okay, so now we're going to move the 8 over, that makes negative 8, and then if I need to find x, I can just divide by 6 both sides. Now we got x equal to, x must be lesser than negative 4 over 3 when we simplify the fraction. Okay. Now let's see question 9.3. Now we're doing 9.3. The question says, determine the values of x for which f is strictly increasing. Now, the rough sketch of the function I draw here, I draw it like this, ascending, because I can see this is positive, so the graph is increasing. Okay, that's not the graph of f prime, but this is the graph of f of x itself. But we have given f prime. I just look at the coefficient of f prime and I understand that the coefficient of f itself, f of x, will be also positive, and then the graph may look like this. And now I can see from the rough sketch that it is increasing from negative infinity to negative 3 because this part, the graph is increasing, and then here it's decreasing, and then it's decreasing also from 1 over 3. So we're going to use the values, the stationary points. Okay, when you need to determine whether the graph increasing or not, you look at this, the stationary points. Now, in between the stationary points, the graph always decreases. In between the stationary points, but before the stationary points or after the stationary point, the graph will be increasing. Okay, so okay, for this graph where the leading coefficient is positive, the increasing graph. If the graph was decreasing, if the graph was like this, the cubic function was like that, then we have a stationary point here, a stationary point there. Then we say over here, between the stationary points, the graph will be increasing, okay, and then decreases after. But we are in this situation where the graph is with a positive leading coefficient, okay. So because of the coefficient of this, it's positive, then the graph, we know that the graph goes up, down, and up, and then it will increases in this part. Okay, it increases over here and then increases over there. Then over here we can just answer the question that excuse me, 9.3, we'll say that it will be x will be lesser than or equal to negative 3, or x will be greater than or equal to 1 over 3. So this is the solution. And now question 9.4. Question 9.4. The question says, if it is further given that f of x equal to ax cubed plus bx cubed plus cx plus d and f of 0 equal to -18, determine the equation of f. Now we need to find the equation of f itself. All right. I am gonna move my board over here. All right. 9.4. Okay, because they said, okay, let's write f of x. F of x is given by ax cubed plus bx squared plus cx plus d. And then it is also given that f of 0 equal to 18. Now we are asked to find the values of a, b. We have to find the value of a and b. Now, what can we do then? Okay. No, we're not asked to find the value of b, but ab, but we just need to find to determine. It means find the value of a, because when they say find the value of f of x, it means we need to find the value of a, b, c, and d. That's what it means. So how can we do that? Okay, because it said f of 0 equal 18. Okay, this means it is the same function where when x is equal to 0. Okay, it's going to be 18. Was that 18? -18. I'm missing signs now. It was -18. So when x is equal to 0, when x is equal to 0, f of x will be f of 0 will be -18. Now we know that if x is 0, this is 0, this will be 0, this is 0, so d is 18. And we can just look at this because this will always be the y-intercept, and that's the y-intercept because x is 0. So we can see that f of 0 equal -18. This implies that d equal to -18. That's the value of d. Okay, so the same function now will be written as f of x will be equal to ax squared plus bx squared, plus cx minus 18 now. Now, we can find the derivative of f of x, okay? F derivative will be now equal to, that's cubed, okay? So it's going to be 3ax squared now plus 2bx plus c, okay? 18 derivative will be 0. Now, previously it was given, it is given that f prime of x equal to, let's see it again. It is given that f of x is 3x squared plus 8x minus 3. So that's f prime of x. So that's going to be 3x squared plus 8x minus 3. Now, this simply means, because this is, okay, this is given, right here, given. Now, this simply means, because they're both f of x, it simply means that 3ax squared is equal to, okay, 3x, or we don't even need to take the x squared, we can just say 3a is equal to 3, and then also 2b equal to 8, and c equal to -3. So that means 3a equal to 3, which means that's a equal to, because we're going to divide by 3 both sides, or we just cross like this. Remember, it's like 3 times 1. When we cross like that, we're just left with 1. And then b 2b equal to 8. So we divide both sides by 2. Okay. And then we have like b equal to 4. And then c equal to -3. Therefore, we have f of x now equal to 1x cubed. So we can just write 1x cubed like that. Plus b, x squared, b was 4x squared, plus cx, so -3x, because c is negative, minus 18. So this is f of x. Thank you.